Hey everybody, this is Talkative Carl back again for another live commentary of Deadliest Warrior. Today we'll be going over Deadliest Warrior episode Joan of Arc versus William the Conqueror. Another medieval style episode. I think this is the final medieval style episode that we have in an entire series. And the first female led warrior in the series. This will be very interesting. And if you're watching this on Amazon Prime or you already had it on a DVD or whatever, get your timestamp to 0 on the Joan of Arc versus William the Conqueror episode 2, season 3 of Deadliest Warrior. And of course, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Patreon. The links are in the description. And curious to know if you guys ever read up on these particular warriors in like history class at some point. Do you recall or anything like that? Because I haven't learned anything about like William the Conqueror when I was in school, but I have read some stuff, or at least I remember vaguely about Joan of Arc in a particular class back in the day. So, it's certain interesting things about her. For one, she was the leader of the French army. She did not allow, despite her being like a teenage girl, she did not allow any of her men to have any whores in the camp at all. If she found any, she'll drive the girls out and force all the men to go to the church and pray. It was that, like, she was like hardcore of a don't know if she was Protestant or Christian, but she was just hardcore religious, put it that way. Probably the Wonder Woman of her day in real life, you know what I mean? But anyway, get myself ready here. Okay. Don't know if I have any time to fit in a video game later on or not, because I already put out some, like, check out my earlier videos I put out today, like my video discussing about the three movie arcs of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and a video that me talking about how great Matrix Resurrections is. So check out those videos as well. But okay, here we go. Get ready to press play when I say now. In 3, 2, 1. Now. I love playing as Joan of Arc in Deadliest Warrior Legends. Too bad William the Conqueror wasn't included. But I guess it would be like too similar to like just your generic medieval knight from the first game. And of course, you gotta have like a female expert. I mean, like it's obvious. It'd be like disingenuous if you didn't. Not only female, she was like a teenager. So it's like, and she died young too. She like was burnt at the stake. Just FYI, spoiler alert for history. Claire Dodan sounds like a character from Soul Calibur, doesn't it? Claire Dodan, Ivy Valentine, Claire Dodan, Sub Zero, Claire Dodan. Then again, if you play it right, you can make any name sound like an epic name from a fighting video game. Seas of Orleans, original New Orleans or New Orleans. He kind of looked like a very thicker version of Liam Neeson. It's just in the face. Kind of William the Conqueror kind of looked like, or at least the actor portraying him kind of looks like a very heavy set Liam Neeson. Cannon. You know, I mean, like it's crazy how like uh Joan of Arc is pretty much 200 years in the future than William the Conqueror. 1200s to like the early thousands. Wow. Yeah, I mean, have you ever? Y'all should look up this old timey black and white video of this guy taking a cannonball to his fat belly and just he got knocked down on his butt, but the thing didn't kill him somehow. It's just like it almost seems like the well, it's like a very big slow mo of the impact, but I'm surprised like they had to at least crush a rib or something because the fact that he didn't die, it's just like one of those kind of things that you just like, wow. I had like a toy catapult when I was a little kid. I had like a bunch of army men, and I pretended like they were like using like a catapult to fling things over a wall. Like I distinctly remember as a kid, I was in like I was so little, but I was like remember being like in the bathroom playing with my toys, and like I had an army man and just just flinging my Legos like little rocks for my catapult, and just like flick it and like hit a bunch of other group of like soldiers and whatnot. I remember distinctly doing it as a kid. It dented it right in the chest too. Dead. Dead. Yeah, that siege cannon, man, that thing's no joke. It'll just plow right through anything. Like just get in it, get any and everything. Who is Deadliest? Well, right in the colon. Man, that next shot, he'll bleed out like a spigot. You know, Vlad the Impaler had the steel crossbow too. I was never a fan of that doggone thing. Yes, you get a farther reach, but it just the reload time just kills you. But that's even bigger because it requires two people to put everything together to reload. That's just like so inconvenient. Right in the heart. Right in the heart. It's again like those heart shots, I'm telling you that much. Yeah, but man, that requiring two people just to reload that thing is just crazy. And you probably will need a lot of covering fire, or at least get behind cover to keep your people from getting hit by arrows on the opposing side while they're cranking that thing to load up another arrow. I mean, like the armor make a significant difference. I mean, like the other guy had like just for the bulk of it just chainmail, while she has full plated, nearly full plated armor. Because chainmail, is useless against arrows. I mean, like, well, I want to say useless, but the probability of still getting hit by an arrow through a chainmail is still slightly higher than compared to a full covered armor plate. Yeah, I mean, like there is a battlefield tactic called audacity, and I seen it in the Deadliest Warrior Legends game. It's pretty much based off the Joan of Arc's just you know just tactic, unless that's in the specifically in the game, not an actual strategy. Because a lot of armies are audacious, or generals are audacious. But yeah, I mean, but William the Conqueror actually had like legit strategies to implement to make give him the wins in battle. I just want to try out like medieval uh, full plated armor. I mean, the fact that it's ironically more lighter than the chainmail is just impressive. goes to show about human ingenuity. And she is getting right into it too. So it's like, ah. And she is enjoying it. When I did my spoiler review of the Christmas movie, The Man Who Invented Christmas, in December, based off of the moment in the life of Charles Dickens, who was in the moment of creating the story of the Christmas Carol. Historians believe that he probably suffered from bipolarism as well, and the fact that historians say Joan of Arc more than likely suffered from bipolar disorder as well. It's crazy how certain mental disorders existed throughout history that they weren't just properly diagnosed or nobody knew what to call them. Even people who was born with mental disabilities and stuff like that existed, throughout the past in civilizations, and nobody knew what to call them. They just called them very probably perverse words, but you know, you know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they probably been known as like the local fool or whatever, or the town idiot kind of situation. Unfortunately, but it's just like they didn't have even when the time come when mental physicians were a thing. They sometimes, by and large, probably misdiagnose a lot of people. Okay, here comes the climactic battle. I think I'm even more impressed with Joan's armor more so than any of her weapons, to be honest with you. I've seen other medieval knight type warriors from the show, but it's something about this particular armor that I am more so impressed with and enjoy watch it in motion than even any other of the armors that we've seen. Maybe it's a particular way this one is built compared to the others. I mean, that's fair. I mean, like she was 17 at the time of her campaign compared to Williams' 50 years of you know military experience. So and I just love to see like this stats for like different landscapes that they can battle on and how effective they are on each randomized battlefield known to man, or these landscape known to man. That's why when I played Deadliest Warrior Legends back in the day, you can still see my gameplay on the channel, so you can look them up. I like to challenge myself a bit by giving neither myself nor the AI the landscape advantage and put us in like landscapes that they're not known to be in, like the African landscape, you know, where like Joan of Arc fighting like Alexander the Great in Africa. So it's like to see like and challenge myself or challenge myself. Close-ish. I call it close when it's like a 1% difference. That's close. So yeah, I mean, I was worried for Joan back in the day, honestly, because I mean, of course, it's not to mean anything sexist, but like by and large, physically, if you paint by numbers, physically, men are physically more powerful than a woman would be. And excluding the fact that, like, certain cases with like women like Ronda Rousey, or women like her who are trained fighters, since they were kids and stuff like that. Of course, they can by and large kick a lot of guys' asses, but just on average, is the likelihood of a female, out fighting a male is very small. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but put a weapon in a woman's hands, then there might be a thing, but like just equal ground. But it's just the fact that she managed to pull that off is still stunning back then to me. The fact that, like, I was worried because he is bigger and more experienced, and like in his 50s compared to her 17s. So it's like, but it's just that her armor was so superior, he couldn't do dick, so it didn't really matter. So all that experience in the world wouldn't matter if his technology isn't as good as hers, for the most part. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about like the end result. Do you agree or disagree? Do you have some like favorite weapon or out of this episode? Because the next one we'll be doing, the final one for the month, is the U.S. Army Rangers versus North Korean Special Operations Force, or North Korean Special Ops. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Patreon. Follow me in the links in the description below. And I will see you guys in a little bit. See ya.